Hello and welcome, everyone. My name is Troy Harris, and I want to extend a very, very warm welcome to you all for joining me here in the Crypto New Rich course. Even if you have or have not read the book, a very, very warm welcome to you all. And I hope you get as much out of these modules that I got out of creating all of this for you as well. And I want to share with you exactly what you can see on the screen here. The journey from Bitcoin beginner to financial freedom in 5 years. Now, there are two parts of this journey. As you can see, number one is what you need to know about crypto. Now, these are all the things that we're going to cover, all the things that you need to know about crypto to become part of the Crypto New Rich. And number two is who you need to become. Now, a lot of this is very much focused around mindset and things like that as well, but we are going to cover that in the second part of these modules as well. So let's get stuck into the first part, part number one, what you need to know about crypto to join the new rich. Now, a lot of this really is just a journey. It's a journey through business, life, and ultimately happiness. Okay. The business is really there to fund and provide for our lives and happiness, not the other way around. And I think a lot of people get caught up on that fact where they're trying to very much push one part of it, but ultimately, what we're here for is the happiness side of it. So by building and engineering a better you, you will in fact find your true self. Now, you should be evolving all the time, whether that be an entrepreneur, a father, a mother, a husband, a wife, whatever it may be on your journey, evolving all the time. Now, depending on where you are in your business journey, I get that at the start, it really is all about survival and cash flow. I understand that. That's where I was as well. But ultimately, what I want to share and show with you all is that the better you get at the mastery of this game of crypto, as we like to call it, the more time and freedom you can buy back. And so that's what we're really going to focus on as well. Because the more you focus in some of these other areas, the more of that time, as I said, that you are going to be able to buy back. Now, we are going to be identifying gaps. What areas are you not as on track as you should be? And it may be good to focus on those. And at the same time, really concentrating on your strengths as well to be doubling and tripling down on those at the same time. There's going to be some new things in here. This is not just tactics, this is a higher level of mindset and strategy. Okay. Don't think I've heard that before. Think, am I doing it? Am I actually living it? So, as you go through these modules and you go through these parts and the different areas that we're going to cover, really think, am I actually living this? Am I actually doing this as well? And we've found you can achieve any level of lifestyle, independence, certainty, and freedom, but you need to be willing to learn. You need to be willing to open your eyes, open your mind, and really learn about it as well. What you have here is very powerful. It can be extremely profound and impactful on your life, and not just your life, but also the lives of your loved ones and the people who are close to you as well. So let's go over a bit of the introduction, okay? This is where we're really going to be covering a lot of the different areas of through the modules. Okay, now you'll notice throughout this that a lot of newbies, they want to really just have tactics. They want to just have things that they can just do straight away, and effectively try and become richer overnight. Let's shall we say they want it all right now. And once again, I understand this. I was in this place as well, but you'll notice that these are not actually the things that create true freedom and your dream life by design. Those things take time, and you need to not only work on the crypto side of it, which is part one, but you also need to work on yourself which is part 2 as well. Sometimes what we want and what we need are two completely different things. So let's touch on the crypto side of it as well. Okay, let's touch on this first, because in my opinion, this is the greatest wealth creation opportunity of our lifetime. And when I talk about this, I'm talking about Bitcoin, crypto, and building generational wealth. As I said, this is the biggest opportunity we have right now, in my opinion. And we have such a competitive advantage over 99% of people, because so many people are still not in crypto yet. This is a far bigger opportunity to get rich right now, in my opinion, than any other business, any other online business that is out there right now. Now, for some of you, this will be the most important financial hour of your life, because this can add many millions to your net worth and in the coming years as well. And for others, will decide it's not for me, and that's okay too. You might go over these modules and think, you know what, this isn't for me. And we have a saying in crypto, which we say, have fun staying poor. But the thing is that, unfortunately, that if you are relying on the fiat or the paper money system, shall we call it that, I'm going to be very diplomatic in my wording there, then unfortunately it is consistently devalued over time. So therefore, that's what we're looking at here. We're looking at Bitcoin, we're looking at crypto, we're looking at areas that essentially hold our wealth for longer periods of time, and essentially don't keep going down as per the fiat paper money centralized system. Now, I'm going to assume that you don't know much about it, but that's okay if you don't. And if you do know the basics, please feel free to, if you want to skip ahead, that's okay. But I'm going to be covering some key definitions and a lot of basic terms in crypto, and then we'll build on that, and we'll end up showing you how to build your wealth into potentially tens of millions of dollars using crypto. Now, there's multiple different ways that you can do this, and it can be achieved. But as I said, we're going to be covering some basics first, and we want to build on top of that. But we want to be getting the very, very solid foundations first to get going as we go. Now, what I need to cover, of course, is that I am not a financial advisor. Everything that you are going to see, that you're going to watch, that you're going to listen to here throughout these modules, okay, these are for educational purposes only. So legally, I have to add this, and we're simply just teaching you about investing, okay? But if you learn investing from a financial advisor, then let's say I believe that you're much more luckier to be here, because I believe that what you can get from this space is so much more if you apply yourself in the right way, and you apply yourself to be able to really open your mind to this space. That's the big thing, and that's the key thing. You need to open your mind, because this is a brand new space. Okay, so learn, do your own research, be vigilant, and be aware of what you're doing, but also have fun with it as well. Okay, and the big thing is the old saying: only invest what you are willing to risk. Okay, only invest what you are willing to risk, because like with all investments, there's always different levels of risk. Okay, so you need to make sure that you are only investing in any area, whether it be crypto or anything else. Only invest what you are willing to risk as well. Now, most people, they don't know what's coming. They're essentially asleep at the wheel, as you can see here. There is an absolute tidal wave of financial institutional money that is going to be pouring into the crypto space. But most people, they don't know what's coming. Very similar to they don't know what's going on essentially with the paper or the fiat system. Okay, it's the exact same process. They don't know what has happened, and they most certainly don't know what is coming. That is for sure, because money flows from those who don't know what they are doing to those who do. Now, unfortunately, investing isn't an everyone wins market. Okay. Investing isn't quite simply, oh, okay, I've put money in, so then I'm definitely going to win. Most people who lost money in crypto did so because they didn't understand some of the fundamentals about crypto, and they most certainly didn't understand market cycles. They didn't understand the cycles of crypto, which you hopefully will really know and understand as we go through these modules. And I truly hope that as we go through these modules, you'll get a better understanding of market cycles and, in particular, crypto cycles, and that way you can very much take advantage of them and be able to capitalize on them as we go through. So how does money flow with investing? Okay, essentially, this is how money flows with investing. Okay, you got beginner investors here on the left, and money naturally flows from those who don't know what they are doing to those who do. Okay, so quite simply, on the left here, we have a bunch of beginner investors, and on the right, we have an expert investor. Okay, so money is quite simply flowing from the beginner investor into the expert investor. Now, the expert investor, they understand the market cycles. They understand timing of entries. They understand timing of exits to maximize their profit. The beginner investor does not exit the market at the ideal timing, and essentially they end up losing their money. Now, not just is it a matter of exiting at the ideal times or entering at the ideal times, a lot of that comes down to the mindset, the mentality behind it as well. And there's something that I say all the time, which is essentially if you're buying emotionally, then you are going to be selling emotionally. Okay. So if you're buying irrationally or emotionally, you're going to essentially end up selling emotionally or irrationally as well. So we need to be specializing, okay, and becoming smart money. Now, if you think of everyone who built it rich and got rich, okay, they didn't get there by doing a little bit of this and a little bit of that and just throwing all their cards out on the table and hoping for the best. Okay, everyone who is telling you you need to diversify essentially isn't always the best advice. Okay, because it's not just as simple as just diversifying and just leaving it at that. Yes, of course, you need to diversify, but in my opinion, diversifying within an certain asset class. Okay, choosing one or two asset classes, doing the work of those particular asset classes, and then get to your black belt level of knowledge of those particular asset classes. Now, when I talk about asset classes, I'm talking about crypto as an asset class. I'm talking about precious metals as an asset class, gold, silver, property as an asset class, whatever it may be. Really focus and hone in in my opinion, on one or two of those asset classes and become a black belt level of knowledge in those classes. That's essentially what I've been able to do with crypto. Hence the reason why I've been able to create some incredible returns and incredible earnings over the last several years. Now, for me, crypto is the fastest horse, ultimately, the fastest horse to park wealth in. Okay. Now, obviously, property is a fantastic investment as well. In my opinion, precious metals are as well, gold and silver. I'm just talking about the fastest horse in the race. Okay, we need to become smart money. Now, Dan Kennedy says money has energy and it flows from those who don't understand it to those who do. Okay, and that is something that we see no matter in what asset class, no matter in what investing, we see happening all the time. Now, my black belt, shall we say, my black belt and my expert subject is crypto, and I've mastered this over the last eight or so year period. Now at the point where I can teach anyone to become crypto wealthy, and have created several, and I've created this over several cycles. And as we're moving forward over the next and coming modules, I hope to share and show with you as well how you can do this over several bull market cycles as well. So, what we have here, okay, what we have here are two facts. Now, that's obviously a bit of a pun there with the person holding up four fingers. Bit of a dad joke there for you, but we've got two facts here, okay? Number one, the highest returns of any asset class in all recorded history in the shortest period of time. And number two, the fastest accumulation of wealth the world has ever seen in the shortest period of time. Now, when I'm talking about those two facts, I'm not talking about um, everything. I'm simply talking about the subject that I'm sharing with you today, which is Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin and crypto. Okay, crypto has the highest returns of any asset class in all recorded history in the shortest period of time. And it also has the fastest accumulation of wealth the world has ever seen in the shortest period of time. We have gone from, hundreds of millions of dollars in crypto market cap to where we speak now at around $2.5 trillion in market cap. Now, I believe we have the potential here to go much, much higher than where we are right now. Much, much higher. In my opinion, I believe we have the capabilities to go to hundreds of trillions of dollars within the next decade or so. And we have the ability to do this quite simply because what we have in particular with Bitcoin is we have the greatest deflationary asset in human history that anyone can own and store. There's a reason why some of the best people, some of the smartest people in the world say that Bitcoin is digital gold. And I know that the great man Robert Kiyosaki says that Bitcoin is the people's money. And there's a reason behind that, okay? It's a global wealth shock on a scale that we have never seen before that is coming. And therefore, we need to be in hard assets. We need to be in hard assets to be able to survive what potentially is to come, and what we've already seen in global markets, and what's potential to come over the coming years. Now, you can get in crypto returns, a couple of 100%, sometimes in weeks or months, which is far in excess of anything that you can do in traditional markets. In any other markets, those kind of percentages, they may take you 10, 20, 30 years to achieve these kinds of things. There's never been an opportunity like this for us. When I talk about crypto, there's never been an opportunity like this for us ever. And that is why we've seen so much accumulation, and why we've seen it grow as the fastest growing asset in human history. Now, what we have here, is quite simply the graphs from that, right? You can see here that Bitcoin is more than doubling your money every single year. There is no asset class in all of history that's ever performed like this. This means if you were just investing in these three assets, you were averaging more than doubling your money every single year, right? And so, who's interested in doubling their money every year? I know that certainly sounds nice to me, and I'm sure it sounds very nice to you as well. I'm sure it excites you as well. Now, Raoul Pal, a expert in the crypto field as well, something that he said, and I've taken this as well, and I'll share that with you now. So, quote, crypto on average does about 100% a year. Even if you take into account the down cycles, it's like an alien asset class when it comes to risk and reward. We've never seen an asset that returns like this in all of history. And I must say, I absolutely agree with him on that topic. So, what do we have here? Well, these are the key takeaways of Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin has value because it can function as a store of value and a unit of exchange. It also demonstrates 6 key attributes that enable its use in an economy. The definition of value in a currency has changed over centuries, from physical attributes to the velocity of its use in an economy. Bitcoin demonstrates the attributes of a currency, but its primary source of value lies in its restricted supply and increasing demand. So what do we have here? We have all the things applied to Bitcoin that create unbelievable price explosion, and that is this: scarcity. All right. It must not be a widely available resource, which Bitcoin isn't. It needs to have divisibility, which Bitcoin absolutely has. The currency should have many denominations. Acceptability. The intended audience must accept it, which we've absolutely seen increase at record levels over the last 15 years since it was invented. Portability. It must be able to be carried around and exchanged. There's no more greater asset than Bitcoin to be able to be carried around and shared over borders. It's completely borderless. Durability. Currency should have a long lifespan time. And finally, uniformity. All denominations should be identical and not easily reproduced. Now, that is the beauty of what we have with Bitcoin as well. It is absolutely immutable, and we're going to cover these things in the coming modules as well around blockchain technology and why it is so revolutionary. So, the other big thing that I want to share with you here in this introduction is the asymmetrical risk versus reward. Okay, if we talk about Bitcoin alone, you could see could see another 50% drop right before it goes up. So we see drops down, we see moves up, and we see this all the time. But there's a very good chance that we could get something like 500% returns potentially in the next year or two. Anything is possible. Okay, everyone is different, and this is not financial advice. I'm not sharing with you what you should do. I'm quite simply showing and sharing with you that with big risks, you can get small reward. But in my opinion, what we have here with Bitcoin, right, the asymmetrical risk, it varies depending on where you are in the market cycle. Now, most analysts simply, you only hear of them, you only see of them when the market is absolutely booming. But you need to be there through the entire market cycle, and we're going to share with you exactly where and the best times exactly to be buying in during a market cycle. You need to be getting in at times when the market is dropping, it's plateauing. They're the times to be buying when everyone else is selling. But once again, you need to do what feels right for you. But you have an advantage, okay, because you're here and you're learning about this information. You have an advantage and an understanding that if you can get in when everyone else is selling, then that is quite often the best time to be holding on for when the market moves back up, and then you can sell near the top. And once again, we're going to cover market cycles in the coming modules. So what you can see here is quite simply the risk versus return, okay? Crypto is a complete alien in terms of performance and risk reward. In my opinion, it is a gift, and people still don't understand just how big a gift Bitcoin really is. You can see it all the way up in the top right-hand corner here, okay? Exactly just how much a gift Bitcoin truly is. And over time, people are going to realize this even more. But quite often, what happens with people, by that time, it's too late to invest. And that's why I'm so happy you're here listening, learning about this now, because hopefully you can still get in at a time before everyone realizes what they've missed out on. The prize is, okay, the prize is that if you get this right, you can then be living as the top 1%, what I like to call the new rich or the crypto new rich, okay? This is a bigger opportunity than business for many of those in the know right now, okay? This is a bigger opportunity than any business, any online business, anything that you can do right now, in my opinion. I believe crypto is the best opportunity and the greatest transfer of wealth that we'll potentially see ever again, most certainly within our lifetimes. So the next module, we're going to go into a bit more of the blockchain and crypto essentials. Like I said, this is more of an introduction of what we're going to go over and what we're going to do. But like I said, we're going to be going into more of the blockchain and crypto essentials, a bit more of the learning of it. So I will see you all in the next module.